So last time we spoke about hope that grows where faith grows. Now let's assume you are facing a wall in front of you. Here you're standing in front of this wall. You can't go around it, you can't go under it, and judging by the height of it, you probably cannot go over it. So what do? Well, the first option is always, you can always give up. So I think, and that's what happens. Often we face walls in our lives and many just give up. Many just turn around and walk away. But actually you can look for something to stand on. Because what if you could see what's on the other side of the wall? What if you were able to just get a little peek to see on the other side? Maybe what you see will make you more determined to get over the wall. You see, as I said last time, every time you choose to trust God, to trust His character, to trust His word, trust His ability to help you and take care of you, every time you persevere through a trial, something great happens. There's always something greater on the other side of the trial, which means I get something to stand on. The faithfulness of God grows in our lives as we overcome trials, and I go higher up. Which means I go higher up, what we spoke about, this ladder of faith, which means our hope will grow as our faith grows. And the higher up I go up the ladder, my vantage point changes. You see, friend, that is probably the most important thing, is I need to get a different vantage point. Because sometimes when I face a difficulty, I cannot see past this thing in front of me. I need to be lifted higher up. And that's what faith does. Faith allows me to lean into God, to get a different vantage point and actually see something else, something beyond this very thing that I'm facing right now, and see that it actually will be worth it to go beyond this. The impossible thing I face, the wall, is actually stopping me from something amazing. You see, what if I tell you, well, on the other side of this wall, and the other side of this problem that you're facing is, let's say, a check for 30 Rand. You know, probably won't be such an encouragement to you. But what if I told you, if you get over this wall, there's 30 million Rand on the other side? Somehow I think your motivation will be very different. Hey, you see, this is what all these witnesses in Hebrews 11 faced. A wall, an impossible situation. They could only go back. There was no way around it. There was no way under it. They could only go over it, or they could, give up. And what helped them to overcome was, this is where faith comes in. God showed them something. God enabled them and helped them to see something that made them realize that this will be worth it. God gave them a different vantage point, which allowed them to see over this thing, beyond this thing. Even it was just a gut feel that something great lies on the other side of overcoming this very thing they were facing. And this is what helped them to persist, to endure until they could get it. This is what made them persevere. And the more they persevered, the more they believed God, the more they stood on the faithfulness of God, the more they believed that as God has helped them to overcome, and there was great reward on the other side. So it inspired them to pursue that great reward, in spite of the situation that they might be facing. The more they believed that God had something great in store for them on the other side of the trial. You see, maybe you are facing a wall today. An impossible situation. Maybe you've all tried many options to try and get over this wall. Why not ask God to help you? Why not ask Him to give you a lift? You see, He's already given us His Son Jesus, not only to pull us up out of the darkness, out of the miry clay, away from our old lives, but to take us on an incredible journey with Him, like these many witnesses in the Bible we see. To get over these impossible walls in our lives, and if we're not getting over it now, to even give us the patience and the endurance to wait, knowing that He's busy doing something through this, which will be so worth it on the other side. May you have a wonderful day. Amen.